My name is Esther Chang. I was born in Korea, 1952. Came to United States in 1972, but came to Venice in 1977. Yeah, way back, okay. 1972, I came here. 1973, I used to go LACC, Los Angeles City College, evening class of fine art, okay. Just go and drawing paintings. And then one of the classmates say, Esther, you want to go party? I said, oh, party, that's what I want to go to US, Never invited people party. I brought the 10 suitcases with full of my party dress, but until nobody asked me to go to party. Next day was maybe Saturday or Sunday, he came for pickup. I was a party dress and then ready to go to party. But he came with the shorts and t-shirts. Oh, why he didn't do the bow tie, okay? But anyway, he came. Drive, I used to live in LA. Drive, about 30, 40 minutes. One house, it was there. Oh my God, so many in the backyard. Ducks, okay? Duck pools, and it's so dirty. And then people who came there, like same thing, t-shirts and the shorts, And then some people already, sit down with the, pillow and something. And I was find out that this is not the place what I think about the party. So I told, okay, his name is Gilbert. Gilbert, okay, Gil, I have a headache. I want to go home. He said, oh, you sick? Yes. Then I came back home, okay? And then when I came to 1977, for dating to my husband, we walked around, okay, here and there. I was looking, this is a familiar, before I came here, that was the Venice Canal, okay? Yeah, I remember that one, yeah. That time, my husband, okay, that time my boyfriend, now he's my husband, okay, was working at Venice for Robert Graham. I met him at one of art gallery in Koreatown, and I used to live in Koreatown, but he used to live in Venice. My husband is also a sculptor, okay? He studied fine art sculpture in Korea, and he came here, and he looking for some art studio. Somehow, someone introduced Robert Graham. You're just the right person for Robert Graham. When I came every weekend and the dating with my, husband, came to the boardwalk, okay, Windward Plaza that time. There's no sunglass store, no t-shirt store. Boardwalk is empty, nothing, okay? I was working at the fashion company. I graduated fashion school. Then I worked as a designer and pattern maker at the company. After 3 years, that means married, and then I find out that myself, okay? It's okay, get paid and okay, but 3 years later, start, employed by some company. I'm like, I don't think this is a whole my life, spending here, okay? I need a more outgoing, more like, okay? So, and I start my own stuff, okay? Own design and little, samples and then try selling. And then finally, I put into the production way, okay? So I started to open my company in 1981, okay? And then started 10 sewing machine, but 5 years later, I could buy the 20,000 square foot industrial building. Yeah, I used to get the design get the, for the Red Onion restaurant, and also a couple other restaurants, uniforms, I designed them. But what happened is closer to 2000, year over 2000, clothing business is getting down, getting harder and harder. So 3 years, during the 3 years, I sold my shopping center, I sold a couple, my other property, no more clothing business, okay? No more investing, okay? So then I have to look for something else, okay? So every morning I check the business for sale, not related with the clothing, okay? I was just looking for the other business. So I wanted to buy property with a business, but I don't know what kind of business I really looking for. Just the property for business with the property for sale. I was a sucker. 5, I choose it. I look for that. One is in Downey, hardware store, 30 years old, own property. When I go there and look at that, oh my God, 3,000 different nails they have. No, I can't, okay. Next one was it was a fishy retail store in the Fullerton, okay. They were doing the early in the morning, like 1 o'clock, and they do the by auction of fishes, San Pedro, okay? Catchers, and then do that. I buy this auction. Then third one was the Hama Sushi. It says like one owner owned 25 years. And then I look at the location, Venice. Oh, Venice, that's my lover story is here. 26 years working hard with 4 children. I didn't have time to come here, okay, to look at the Venice, okay. I was a busy mother, busy working. So, Venice, I want to go see. So I came here, okay. When I came here to dating with my husband, that was 1977, Hama Sushi wasn't there, okay. And I, where is it? Okay, Hama Sushi started in 1979. Okay, Hama was like this, Okay, that's why owner, okay, put in the market, and then I catch this one. I heard that Julia Roberts live in Venice, around here, and she used to came Hama restaurant before she get, famous. Like a gypsy clothing, so she would come and sit bar. This is the place that Julia Roberts used to sit in here. Someone told me that. And she was, customer of Hama. And then I think a Pretty Woman was getting her movie. Okay, it was popular. Kind of a lot of people know where she lived, Venice. After that, a lot of, Venice movie star and, people came to Venice, live. Many people. A lot of, people, a lot of entertainer people coming to Hama, okay? So I want to somehow make a fun place and also, those ones. Then I met the Todd Van Hoffman, okay? He used to come as a customer, okay? So he understand, he's a historian, and when I have a question on something, and then he tell me that, Hama, Venice history. Then, before I start that history picture, what I did, project was the movie produced in Venice. So we start to collect, okay. It's over 100, but we get the 50 about from there, popular ones, and then we put them, get the poster. Okay, so we were at not the dining side, the patio side. We had a produced in Venice movie poster there. And also, let's do the movie night, you know. So we did every Wednesday movie night, you know, show the produce in Venice, okay, and the movies. I did that.
Can you talk about your connection to VJAM? First, what is VJAM?
Okay.
And then what is your connection to VJAM?
Yes. Okay. One day, I saw that the monthly newspaper, the front page, cover is to show that 1943 picture. Okay, Japanese people with the two suitcases lined up for the taking to the desert. Okay, that picture. Okay, where the monument right now. That's a Kawash corner. Okay. Oh, I saw that. Oh, it was that, but one of the Venice high school students, see also that picture, and then talked to Phyllis Hayashibara. She was a U.S. history teacher that time. Why U.S. history didn't teach, okay, about this one? What the U.S. government did, for the Japanese, people, okay? Phyllis Hayashibara was, I think she's a third generation, okay? I was asking her, none of your parents was campers. She said, no, somehow, nobody, no her parents. So she really didn't think about this one, okay? But one boy say, why U.S. not teaching this one? Then she was something click, okay? Right, okay? So that article, I think she wrote down about this one, okay? And then one of my sushi chef, Kinya-san, okay? He and I talk, about this one. He's a Japanese, somehow this is not the right. This is not the right, he and I. Let's do the, something. We show our, things. So $200 we give Phyllis Hayashibara, and she came to a restaurant, okay? She said, well, to getting, the people we are organizing and something. Okay, how can I help you, okay? Only I can do is, get some money and then try to, donate to you. So next year, after I met Hayashibara, let's make a bento box that's selling, okay? So just like, even not the cost, okay? We made the bento box and we started selling, okay? $20 per selling, and all the profit going to about that. That was starting. First year, I remember, we sold about 157 bento, okay? And then next year, 250, okay? So the money we gave them to them. Okay, so when Hayashibara say that her idea is like something, do that. The committee said then that's educating for the, the people generation and what happened here, and then, try to educating to that. That's why they, decided to put the monument. That is how I start with VJM. Venice is I like to say the free spirit, okay? And then Venice it was a hippie town, right? 1974, there was the nude beach. I think I still have a picture. Yeah, I'm digging out. Yeah, nude beach, 1974. And then Venice Canal. A lot of hippies used to live. Remember, I told you my first, party came. There was all hippies, okay. Then, but still, Venice who live in Venice, and I feel like it's a free spirit. And then who used to live in Venice, and then they moved to Santa Monica because of their kids' education. I met a couple people, they're gonna back, okay? This one is like, feel like we never know who is a millionaire, who is really homeless, okay? And then one day, my experience is one guy came, okay? I don't know, he got wounded his arm or no arm, came and then he ordered some miso soup and something. And then my chef or servers think, oh, okay, or to get the order, and then he tried to pay. No, you can go free, okay, why? He said, okay, but later we found out that he's one of the most rich people in town. That was, so we don't know who is really rich, who came here, like with a bike or just walking with sandals, okay? But they told me that who came back from the Santa Monica, okay? Somehow, it's a little over that Santa Monica is different from the Venice. Okay? So that's what I like to, this is, free spirit, city.